I believe that property development, i.e. new build properties, is the fastest way to build your property business. It doesn't really matter whether you've got a bunch of rental properties. One of the issues that always comes up is that you need a flow of money in terms of deposits in order to buy more rental properties, whether that be commercial or whether that be residential. And property development provides you with a vehicle to be able to do that. But the biggest difficulty that people face is finding land. And there's an opportunity cost because they delay in educating themselves the right way to buy land. And so what I want to do in this video is show you that opportunity cost, but also give you access at the end of this video to the tool that I'm now going to show you, so that you can actually work through your own particular numbers and see what your opportunity cost is. Hi, my name is Jim J. Davidson, and I first invested in property in 1973. I completed my first new build development in 2006. As you can imagine, I've made lots of mistakes along the way, but thankfully I've got some things right, and I've managed to build a property development business. In this channel, I want to help you on your journey and perhaps share some of that knowledge with you. And so through this channel, which I hope you will subscribe to, or through our membership app, which I hope you will join, and incidentally it's free, you can learn a little bit more about building houses and building a property development business. The app is available wherever you get your app from, whether you're on iOS or you have an Android phone, or you can get accesses on desktop, and you'll find a link in the description below. Anyway, I hope you enjoy the rest of this video, and please post your comments in the description below if you have any comments to make. So what we have here is a simple Excel workbook, and it allows you to project your likely 5-year growth with property development. It assumes that you're not actually taking any further cash out of the business, but of course you can do, and that will obviously alter your numbers. So we'll just go through this and you will see how this works. Let me just give you some idea of the coloring. So those areas that are marked in blue, you don't actually, they basically are calculations, so you're not going to be able to alter those figures. Any of the boxes in this color here is that you can actually input your own figures. So the years, and this is the 5-year, we're saying 1 to 2 years, because when you're actually getting started, it can often take a bit of time until you gain some momentum. Part of that is because you need to apply, you need to first of all find land, and that's an area that people struggle with. And once you find the land, generally, particularly the way that we do it, which is buying off-market land, you're going to have to apply for planning, and then you're going to have to build out. So it probably is going to take you much more realistically 2 years. However, in the meantime, while you've got that project underway, you're continuing to build up your pipeline of land, and so therefore you can actually sequence the properties much faster. Now, in fact, we've made an assumption here that you're basically only going to work on one development in subsequent years, but if you've got your pipeline lined up properly, you can actually grow to a much greater figure than this. But I wanted to keep the numbers relatively conservative, just so that you can see how this particular idea works. So we have our gross development value. That's essentially the selling price. So if you imagine there's a shop, let's say a convenience store, and in the course of a year they sell, let's say, £2 million worth of product. So that would be the sales value of the product. So our gross development value is the end asset that we're going to sell, which is either a new build house or houses or indeed flats. So therefore we put in there. Now for illustrative purposes, I'm going to work on a figure of 400,000. That may seem, depending on what part of the country, high, but it really would be a decent house, because you're probably going to work in the certainly away from the mainstream developers and work perhaps to something that's slightly higher in the property market. That would require you to come up with a cash input of about 120,000, which is about 40% of the development costs. So here we've got development costs of 300,000, giving us a gross profit on the gross development of 100,000, and the minimum you should be aiming for on your development is a 25%. And in fact, many lenders will not lend to you unless you achieve at least 20% development profit, and so therefore 20-25% seems very, very reasonable. And in fact, you can obviously do more than that, particularly if you're buying off market land, because the deals that you can do can greatly enhance that value. But we again keep this conservative. I've assumed £20,000 for your business expenses. That could be plus or minus. And then a salary. This is your own salary. Now you might be thinking 12,500 is very low, but the most tax efficient way to do this, and of course I'm not giving you tax, I'm not consulting you on tax or anything like that. You need to consult your own professional in that respect. But a 12.5, taken it as a salary because that's the current threshold before you actually start paying tax. And then if you need to take more money than that out, then the way to do it would be through a dividend, or at least that's how I do it. And so if we just skip back down to here, we'll see the dividend amount is £2,000, and the reason that's £2,000 is because you actually get currently an exemption of paying any tax on your dividend at £2,000. So you may as well take that money as a dividend. So that gives you 14,500. So after taking business expenses and salaries off, we have a net income of 67,500. We have currently paying corporation tax at 19%. So this would be our tax amount. So net income after tax would be 54,675. You've got a cash input of 120,000 that you originally put in. We're going to take our dividend there. Let's assume just for a second that I was going to take a £6,000 dividend. As you will see, that's the taxable dividend is now 4,000, and the dividend, the tax on the dividend is £280, and that's because there is a lower company rate until you get to about £250,000, which is currently at 7%, and you don't pay any national insurance on dividends. And so therefore our total cash available after having done this development, which is the cash input plus your residual cash here, is £172,000. So just in case that seems confusing, so essentially you've got your net income after tax, you've got your 120,000, and then you've got your less your 2,000, gives you 172,000. That's carried forward into year 3, and as you need to put a 40% input in, and again I am working on averages, you may find that you get a better or lesser rate than that, and therefore you're going to be able to do a development of 500 that's going to have a gross development value of 575,000. Therefore your GDV on that's going to be 143,000, and the total, without going through all the figures again, the cash available at the end of the development is 260,000, and then we carry through this to year 4 and subsequently to year 5. And so in year 5, end of year 5, we found that we've got a cash chunk of money of 656,000. However, the real important thing here that I want to stress is we've got opportunity gain, which is if you follow this you have an opportunity to gain, but also you have a lost opportunity, because any delay in this process here means that these figures are further away. And so by delaying 1 year, your opportunity loss is almost £250,000, and I find that very, very significant. And so I will be doing everything possible to get myself started in this process. And the first place that you need to start is buying land. If you are looking for land and are struggling to find it, or struggling to find it at the right price, then we can help you there. We have a opportunity for you to enroll in one of our Find It courses, and the details of where you find that is at builditandprosper.com/find it, and I'm showing the link now on the screen to where that is, but also I will put that if you're on YouTube into the header, into the description box below. I said that you'd be able to get access to the spreadsheet, so you can find that in our documents library within the members Build It and Prosper community. That's members.builditandprosper.com. It's free to sign up, so there's lots of other content there too, so why not sign up now for that? And also our app, which is just about to launch. We've just had approval for our Apple app, and we're just waiting for Google Play to authorize the Android. So perhaps even by the time this video is available to you, you may find that we are on the App Store and also the Google Play. So you can download us there, download the app to your phone, or you can get us on desktop, as I said, at members.builditandprosper.com. Thanks for watching this, and if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe now. Thank you for watching. Subscribe for more videos, then click to watch the next video. Please remember to visit our website at builditandprosper.com, Together app, or click on the button on the YouTube header if you're on desktop.